Iron Man has one of the most unique identities from all the other Avengers. He wasn't born into having superpowers, but still manages to be a superhero from the incredible tech in his suit. That's pretty cool, and one of the reasons he's the best Avenger by far. Before we begin, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to become a member of our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here's what makes Iron Man the most badass Avenger. Robert Downey Jr. Yes, we know Iron Man was a comic book character long before his storylines were interpreted to film, but once we saw the first Iron Man movie, we were hooked. A critical part of what made the Iron Man movie so badass wasn't him saving the day or building awesome mech suits, it was Robert Downey Jr. He brought Iron Man to life by bringing such hilarity and heart to the role. This was back when few studios would cast RDJ because of his past, but that all changed with his version of Tony Stark, and the rest is, well, history. From the first time Downey put on that suit, we were Iron Man fans for life.
Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up, I'm kidding. Yeah, peace. I love peace.
He is hilarious. Tony Stark is hilarious. There's no getting around that fact. Throughout all the movies, he's had some classic funny moments and times where his banter just crushes his Avenger teammates. No one in the team can ever really keep up with his jokes. Our favorites are when he asked to go get shawarma after he was knocked unconscious after a big fight, leaving his teammates to think he died, or when he asked for a fat beat to fight his buddy Rhodes to. We also can't forget about the time at his birthday party when he demonstrates to the crowd how he pees in his suit.
Just like that.
It was super gross, but also kind of funny.
There is no version of this where you come out on top.
He is the Batman of the Avengers. Whoever said you need real powers to be a superhero? Iron Man sure as heck doesn't, and that's what makes him one of the most badass characters on the team. He's self-made, literally, when it comes to his superhero persona. Using his millions of dollars, his brilliant mind, and his kind heart, he seems akin to another playboy philanthropist, DC's Batman. Bruce Wayne is just like Tony Stark. He's kind of a loner worth millions of dollars and uses his money to transform himself into a superhero. Plus, Bruce is pretty smart. Maybe not like building whole mech suits brilliant, but still. Just like Tony, both are part of a greater good fighting team. But they also like to go out and do their own thing and kept their cool guy elusiveness to themselves. All those mech suits. Tony isn't one to hit greatness and stay stagnant. He's always striving to update his tech to make it the best it can possibly be, which leaves him with some pretty badass leftover mech suits. Some of which we got to have a delicious taste of in Iron Man 3 when we got to see all the previous versions of his current suit and, better yet, watch all these previous suits in action. Other members of the Avengers may have old versions of their costumes, but not like Iron Man, who has an army of dangerous fighting suits. What makes this even cooler is that each suit is unique in design and purpose, and is constructed in unique ways. At one point, the Extremis armor could be stored within Tony's bones. It doesn't get much more high-tech and badass than that.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
The whole playboy thing. Admit it, you want to be Tony Stark. What's not to love? He's suave, handsome, and has tons of money. He's the head of a successful company, and he's brilliantly smart. Oh, and did we mention he's a walking, talking nuclear reactor? So, yeah, he may be a playboy, which isn't great, but it fits this whole eccentric billionaire persona. Being so smart and technically savvy, he's made his Malibu mansion totally tricked out, like making himself a clever AI butler, Jarvis, that assists him in the making of all those mech suits. He also remains calm, collected, and cool in the face of arms dealers, as well as God and aliens. When you watch an Iron Man film, you don't just watch it, you live vicariously through Tony Stark.
I am Iron Man.
Tony Stark is a role model. If you haven't noticed, Tony Stark is actually an excellent role model. He doesn't hide the fact that he's a superhero and lets everyone know who the face behind the mask is. He knows who he is at his core and embraces his flaws. Tony tells it how it is, even if his teammates don't want to hear it. Right, Captain America? Besides being super smart and creating his own powers, he has a heart of gold at his core and is the glue of the Avengers. Some say that he's the leader of the Avengers because he was approached first by Nick Fury, but also because of his great leadership skills. Either way, he's a great role model for young and old alike.
Guys, stop. We gotta talk this through.
He is dynamic. Sure, all the other Avengers have cool backstories and traumatic pasts that have shaped them into who they are, but Tony is the one who has the most character shift and arc throughout all the movies, which makes him easily the most badass member. He goes from being a selfish tycoon to making something that can help the world, only to become the cockiest version of himself, then getting humbled and embarrassed, finally completing his transformation of being totally selfless in the Avengers movies. Of course, he survives after sacrificing himself to save the world. He's a roller coaster of a story arc that we just can't get enough of. Iron Man represents who we are. There's a pretty fun theory floating around about the roles in the Avengers and how they represent us as a people. Captain America is the idealist in us all, the person we all strive to be. Iron Man, on the other hand, is who we really are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Iron Man is always adapting to his surroundings, even if he's suddenly worse off. But at the end of the day, Iron Man always strives to better himself, which is something we all need to remember constantly. Always strive to be better even in the face of adversity. Sure, it's a little preachy, but still it's true.
To do anything. I've been in captivity for 3 months. There are 2 things I want to do. I want an American cheeseburger.
He has his priorities straight. Iron Man has his priorities straight. In the first movie, right after he escaped captivity, he just got the crap beaten out of him, saw his friend die, and also made the first Iron Man suit. But what does he want to do first? Get an American cheeseburger. Priorities. We honestly don't blame him one bit. He has the coolest iterations. Sure, we all know Iron Man from the comics and movies, but did you know he appears in other realms as well? Yep, and they're just as badass as he is. He's in the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was an animated Marvel show where he was the team's de facto leader. He was also in The Demon in a Bottle, which is a 9-issue story arc about his alcoholism. You can also see cool iterations of him in the new Avengers comic series, in Heroic Age, Ultimate Iron Man, Earth 3490 as Iron Woman, and as a playable character in Tony Hawk's Underground.
You finally outdid yourself, Tony.
Well, there you have it. Who's your favorite Avenger? Is Iron Man overrated? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to CBR for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching.